Welcome back to the channel, guys. I figured it was time to do a what's in my blind bag again. I looked back in the record of videos and seen it's been a couple years since I did a what's in my blind bag video, and there has been a lot of changes. There's been a lot of things that I've added, there's been a lot of things that I've taken away, and I figured it was time to do an update. All the stuff that I have right now is not stuff that I necessarily have every single trip. It's stuff that has been or will be in my blind bag at some point, depending on the situation for this duck season 2020-2021. And then there's some of it that's gonna be in there every single time that I go out in the duck blind. Here she is. This is my blind bag for 2020. It's the Rig 'em Right, I believe it's lock and load out blind bag. There'll be times I might need a bigger bag or I might use a dry bag instead of this. The reason I got this bag is because it's super lightweight and it's super narrow, but it actually carries a lot of stuff, as you guys will see. If you guys want to see more details about this bag, because this is not a blind bag review, this is a what's in my blind bag video, I'll leave a link down in the description below if you guys want to go check this blind bag out and see more details about it. It's a great bag, I love it. All right, let's get started. What's in my blind bag? So let's just start with the side pouch in no specific order of why this is where this is at. It has nothing to do with that. I just stuffed it in where I could get it now because there's a little bit of extra stuff than I would normally take on every hunt. Start with the probably most important thing I feel like in my blind bag is a good flashlight. I think this thing goes up to 1,000 lumens. I feel like it goes more. Thomas said 1,000, but it might be more than that. But I've had this, the first what's in my blind bag video I did, this was still in there and it still is today because it's a solid product. It's a little bit more money, but this is a night core and it's a HC30. So you can take it off this. It is a headlamp. I put it on, you know, wear it, whatever, it's great. It's insanely bright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 levels of brightness. It's not a cheaper flashlight, but this thing, I've had it for 3 years now. It's rechargeable batteries. I think they're like 34 milliamps or something like that, and it lasts forever. And the cool thing is the charger that comes with this, when you plug it in, it will actually tell you how much percentage of the battery's left. So, you know, if you're down to like 30%, you got to hunt the next morning, you know you want to get it charged up. But I mean, it'll last for several hunts because you only use it for what, a couple hours in the morning if you're hunting a morning hunt, and then if you're doing an evening hunt, you're using it on the way out. That's just such a good product. I don't want to let it go. Honestly, you have to make a pretty good deal for me to let this go. So the night core headlamp, and I'll just throw all this stuff out here. Face paint. A lot of guys laugh at this. A lot of guys swear by it. I like it. I don't like wiping it off. I don't like dealing with it, but I keep it in my blind bag. If I don't have to wear it, I won't wear it. Like, it's not like, oh, I wear it just because it's cool. If you take any advice from me, take this one bit of advice. Guys that have issues with wearing a face mask or face paint to cover up their face, you don't need that stuff. You don't need that. And I could see their white faces sticking out like a sore thumb. So you don't think the ducks can see that? So face paint, don't be too proud to wear it. Don't think you're too cool to have a little face paint. Because I personally think you look pretty cool if you wear face paint. You look like a savage and a warrior. I've been wearing face paint since I was a little kid going elk hunting with my dad. It's not about a look. It's about cover, not letting the duck see you. So face paint's always in there, depending on if I need it or not. If I'm in a A-frame or something like that, you probably don't need it. All right, I keep in there also a knife. Some of these things are new this year too. So I keep in a knife this year. He's getting a jet boil and we're gonna start cooking in the blind. Probably like, you know, duck breast if we shoot something, we're hungry. Plus, if you want to cut some toolies or something to make brush, you got a knife in there. It's always just nice to have a knife. I carry a pocket knife all the time, but when I'm wearing my waders, I don't obviously have it with me. Black tape, I started carrying this last year. I think I might have used it one time for something, I can't remember what, but it's just a black electrical tape, and I like to keep that in there. You never know if something you want to keep held together or something like that. It's just something good to have. Top of this, sunglasses. Travis had me pretty convinced to not wear sunglasses for many years. And I never really had a problem with it. I wear sunglasses a lot, but I don't feel like I have to have them. Talking about looking like a redneck when you wear these two. I guess I'm a redneck because of the camo glasses. But the reason I got these, I mean, not saying you have to get camo, but it's just a matte finish, and I thought it was kind of cool looking. It's like an Optifade pattern. There's some times when you're hunting and the wind's at your back, but you're having to face the west when the sun's setting. So obviously you're gonna be staring right into the sun set, and it's terrible. Are you taking a chance of maybe a glare? Possibly. But if you can just keep your head down, maybe someone else can look. But it's just, to me, I don't want to stare into the sun. You know, so I started carrying that this year, and it's pretty cool because this blind bag has a case for your sunglasses. So whether I choose to wear them or not, I don't wear them every single hunt. I got them right there, and they're protected by a hard case. All right. Let's get in the meat and taters. Boom! Sponsor us, Nos. You know you want to. No, I always have one of these in here or a Red Bull. I started drinking these last year. Love them. I'll be drinking it today. Here in a little bit, recording some podcasts. By the way, if you like waterfowl hunting podcasts, check out the MVM Show, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and any other platform that does podcasts. Yes, that was a plug. Thank you. All right, now we're going to kind of go through my calls quick and fast because not every time. I just did a video on this, link right here, about not every time using the same calls, only using a mallard. Depending on the situation, you use different calls. So here's a gadwall call. Awesome call, a U-turn 1 from Dead and Game calls I use. So right here's the rest of my calls. I like a short lanyard because I don't like my calls when I bend over to grab some. I don't like them all dunking in the water, so it's super short. But on this, and I'm gonna get a new one this year, Elite Duck Call sells an awesome dog whistle. This thing is so bulky and it's always just clanging so loud. It literally drives me nuts. This last season I was like, I'm not using this again. But this is a high volume bird dog whistle. That's always on there because of Rocky. All right, my Drake Mallard. I love this thing, and I'm definitely gonna use this in those spots if I don't want to call and just be real subtle. I told you I use this, and I do. This is always on my lanyard too. This pretty much never comes off it, but I could do this with the dog whistle. But it's just not that higher pitched sound. So unless I don't have my dog whistle, I don't use this for that. But this is a widgeon. Then teal. I got my finisher, and we don't, unfortunately, we don't sell these right now. It might be something we bring back. Let me know down in the comments below. All right, I got the old faithful Double Nasty, can't go wrong. Then I got my JJ Lairs, love this call. I changed the reed since the last time I did a video talking about this. American flag, America. This is something I love. Like, this is nostalgic, is that the right word? Or rustic, kind of. I've always used a regular 550 cord duck strap for birds, but when I first seen these, and it really wasn't that long ago, believe it or not, this is a Lifetime Decoys strap. A lot of this listed below in the description if you guys want any of this stuff, but it's cool because you can hang it like if you're hunting in timber and you want to hook it to something in the trees, or if you're hunting like we do a lot in the marsh, you can hook it to something that's out there and keep your birds dry out of the water. But it's a 10 bird strap, but in all reality, you can probably put 3-4 limits on there because we've put like 2 birds a piece on each one of these. But I like this because it doesn't tear it up if you're gonna mount the bird. It doesn't get cinched so tight in a duck's neck that it can kind of mess the neck feathers up. And that's from personal experience mounting birds. The leather ones are thicker and they're not as abrasive to the feathers. So I really like this. Plus, like I said, it's just the, to me, old school leather strap, birds hanging out. It's just such a cool look, and I love leather anyways, love the smell of it, and love seeing a stack of birds on a leather strap. A shell grabber, this is from Motion Ducks. They gave us one of these, and it really comes in handy, guys, especially having to bend over. You can extend it out, and it folds up nice to fit in your blind bag. So you can reach down like this, and boom, boom, boom. You can probably have like 15 shells on the end of that, so use that to pick up our shells. Baby wipes. You know it, nothing's changed. Still gotta go to the bathroom, still gotta use the restroom. So baby wipes is a must have. If I had to pick, my preference is Costco's baby wipes. They're bigger, they're wider, they're thicker. Don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't have no accidents. Game changer. A couple years ago, 3 years ago, we started using these. My goodness, in early season, if you go without this, you're insane. If you have not heard of this, I promise you this will probably be the best investment you've made this duck season. Go buy you a thermocell. They're cheap. They're honestly dirt cheap. They last forever. One strip goes in there, sends out a scent, little butane thing in there. You kind of light it off. You just set it down by you. Some guys hanging around their neck, it's so bad sometimes. Always in my blind bag, always, always, or in my wader pocket, just in case I change blind bags or something, is my hunting license. And I always keep it in one of these fishing plastic pouches because just to keep it dry, even though they are waterproof. But I have seen the printing on these kind of like fade over time because of getting wet and stuff. So I just keep mine in one of these little fishing cases, and I keep it in my blind bag or in my wader pocket zipped up where it ain't gonna get lost. Gun oil. Now you may ask, well, oh, is that the specific gun oil you like to use? And obviously I got this in a bag. Lesson learned from prior experience, always keep gun oil, even if you think the lid is on good, because eventually if it gets busted or pushed or smashed, you're gonna have a duck blind bag full of oil that you cannot get out. So just make sure you put it in something, even if you think it's sealed securely. But this is rim oil, and you're probably like, is that the best brand? No, I'm not saying that. It's just a cheap oil that I had that came with something, and I just put it in there because all it is lubrication, right? So if you're having a little bit of issues with your action on your gun, at least you have something in there. There are probably better things out there, I'm sure. This is something new in my bag. It is gloves, leather gloves. Last year when we went to Kansas, around here, a lot of the blinds are pre-made, are pre-set up and made in the off-season by like the Fish and Game and stuff, or volunteers. But we went to Kansas and did a lot of traveling, and I went out there one morning, it was probably like 25 degrees, and me and Elliot were hunting together from Freelance Duck Hunting, and Jordan from Duck Gun Chronicles. We were pulling up these weeds to brush out the A-frame. I didn't have no gloves, it was cold, which I was like, whatever, I feel like my hands are pretty tough, whatever. Well, I started ripping that stuff out, and it felt fine. My hands were really cold, but it was fine, because I don't wear gloves hardly hunting either. Ripping it out, doing the A-frame. At the end of the day, all of a sudden my hands started burning, and I never even noticed it before, and I had cuts all in my hands, but my hands are cold enough to where I didn't really feel that it was cutting them, and I had these like little small slices like all over both my hands. So I said, this year, just gonna keep leather gloves in my bag, just in case we need to brush something up. I wanna have it where you can, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna tear your hands up. What's the point of it? So throw some leather gloves in there. You can rip out a lot quicker than you are with your bare hands in case you grab something like, this you don't worry about it. You just go to town, start ripping stuff out. Then I got the Sport Dog 1825 e-collar for Rocky. This is always with me. It's in here. When we get out of the field, it goes on him. If we leave the truck, it goes on him right then, just depending if there's people around, other dogs around. But I get this as soon as he comes out of the kennel, I put it on. If there's no one else around, I'll probably put it on him when we get to the field. Huge. For dog owners, a little handful of dog food. Keep it in there if you're gonna stay out all day. If I'm just doing a morning hunt or an afternoon hunt, there's no reason, in my opinion, to take dog food out for him, because I'll feed him when I get home and feed him a little extra too. But if you're gonna know I'm gonna be out here all day long, we're staying out no matter what, I put in like half a cup to 1 cup of food, because you don't wanna give them too much and make their stomach turn. When they're running through the water, it can flip their stomach. That's a whole nother video. But I keep this in just a little bag, and I only put this in there if I know we're gonna be out all day, right? I don't carry this every single time. Most important besides the shotgun and waders is the ammo. Can't kill birds if you don't have the ammo. I always shoot heavy metal 3-inch 4-shot, and this goes at 1,500 feet per second. 2 years ago, when I seen what it did to a honker, that's when the whole mindset changed. You know, I was like, I don't need to spend that much money on ammo, blah, blah, blah. And then when I seen what it was doing to honkers at 40 yards on a pass shot Thomas made last year in Wisconsin, 2 years ago in Wisconsin, we looked at each other and we're like, dude, this is it. This is the stuff that is going to change the industry. So I always shoot heavy metal. And last year I started shooting it here and there as heavy hammer. And the reason I like this too is because it's a lot more affordable. It's a lot more in the price range what the majority want to pay. You can find it for 19, 18, 19 bucks a box. And the cool thing is it's got 15% bismuth in it. And I also shoot 3-inch 4 in this too. I'm a 4-shot guy. Used to be a 2-shot guy, like the 4-shot. I'll even shoot 6-shot sometimes. Bottle of water, last but not least. Make sure to get that out. Always got to have that. Stay hydrated, that's the most important thing. Energy drinks are nice, but I'll tell you what, they won't quench your thirst. So anyways, guys, that's what's in my blind bag for 2020, 2021 season. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you guys subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you already are subscribed so you guys don't miss out on all the great content and duck hunts we're going to have this year. Appreciate all you guys. Thanks for all the support. We'll see you next time.